that I can do. I can just try to maintain the same grip and roll around with him, which works very well, okay? So let's look at that one first. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to hug his back, and wherever he rolls, I'm going to move with him. What makes this work is my arm staying above his hip line. If he gets his hip above my arm, he's going to be able to like take all the pressure off of his shoulder. So all I'm doing here, I keep my knees pinched and I'm hugging, and I'm just going to move with him as he goes. Right? So now, I would like to get this far arm. Like if I get that far arm, it changes the position big time. Okay. Let me show you something cool about this finish right here. Oh, yeah. You see how his hand is? I don't know if you guys can see. As long as his hand is glued tight to his back, he has a little bit of strength in his shoulder. So if I get to this position here where I've got his far arm and see how he's sitting kind of on his bottom rather than flattening him out and sitting up, all I'm going to do is sit away from him. And my goal is to try to make his wrist move away from his back so that it forms like a 90-degree angle, like literally like a Kimura lock. Okay? So look here. See right about there? It starts to get tight, right? Yeah. Now look. Boom. Okay? As opposed to, I've seen this a lot. Like, let's go back and regrip like real strong to your own belt or something. It's pulling here, and they don't really understand like how the arm's going to break. You know what I mean? They're pushing here, but it's not really hurting you at this point, right? So just think, if in this position, I'm just trying to scoot away and make a 90-degree angle, so my knee will actually go towards his back a little bit. You see the space I'm making? I'm like pulling him into the hole. He's about to tap that. Yeah, right there. Okay, so just like a Kimura lock, you just gotta do it from a little bit different angle. So this one requires, a lot of times, it requires you to adjust the space with his hand. In other words, if I feel him, freeze real quick, if I'm feeling real far away from him, I don't want to just be like loose with that hand. I'll use this arm to close the distance. And when I crunch in, I'm trying to put my abdomen over his arm. Because at any time if he goes here, I'm lost the hold, or it makes it a lot harder anyways. So I'm trying to make my stomach connect to his forearm. Try to move your arm across, please. And I'm not doing anything there. So my stomach does the work of the control of the arm, and my arm just make sure that his hip doesn't raise higher than mine. I want to be, when we're in this rolling battle, I kind of want my knees to point away from him rather than towards him, because this is going to mess my roll up. You see how I'm kind of stuck in the position right now? So when we start to roll around, I just kind of point my knees to the side. What it rolls is, makes it so easy on me. I scoop his arm right there. Very good. Now, foot on the ground, scoot away. My elbow is in his back, creating the frame also. You see that? Boom. Okay. That's a pretty cool one. Turn around with it. The rolling one. You guys need to see it again or no? Yeah. Yeah? Close the distance, glue your abdomen to his forearm. Let's check right here and see if you can, just see if you can move his hand across your body. So you're pretty good there, right? Second thing is, glue deep over his back and try to scoot in close to him with your hip, okay? Make sure that your knees are pointed to the side, okay? And then as he goes, I'm just going to keep my arm where it is and roll with it. Right here, I'll start to stab for that arm. Now try to make it back to your knees. He's kind of stuck. Foot goes on the ground, sliding away until you make that 90-degree angle with his elbow and wrist, and then
tap
pressure. Okay, let's try it. If you have problems.